Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1:01 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Friday. We finally made it to Friday. I don't know why, but this week felt really, really long. But we're here. We're at the home stretch. Friday, February 25th, 2022. How you guys doing? Oh, I'm tired, guys. It's been a long week. Hopefully, you guys are doing okay, especially everyone listening in on the podcast audio only version. Hopefully, you're having a good run out there today. It was chilly here in Chicago, had a little bit of a headwind, but at least it's sunny out right now and it's not miserably cold. So I feel like overall that's good. We're moving in the right direction. Hopefully, that's the case for you guys too. I know a lot of the country is going to get getting some weather next couple of days. So hopefully, you're staying nice, dry, and safe. And everyone watching this on YouTube after the fact, hopefully, you got some afternoon coffee. Hopefully, you got something a little bit more exciting if it's later in the evening for you. And hopefully, you're at a place, your day, where you can just relax and hang out. All right, let's see who we got in the chat here today. We've got Leona saying Happy Friday, CoFam. With all the craziness that's going on, it's great to get in a long run to clear the mind just a bit. Yes, I will drink to that. Cheers. That's definitely true. I got in a good about 10 miles, 11 miles for today. And I was kind of dreading it. I was thinking it was going to be a pretty tough run, even though it was just going to be an easy run. But I did really enjoy. Did you guys listen to the Ali on the Run show today? I feel like she just put out like 3 episodes this week. But this week, one of them is with Neve Schulman from Catfish. And I'm like a huge Catfish fan. So I just enjoyed the entire conversation. And it was a long one too. And it lasted almost my entire run. So I was like, yes, this is perfect. So I really enjoyed that. So it made the run definitely go by a lot better to kind of like, you know, have some really great conversation to listen to. Yana's here, says, hey, everyone. How's it going? Matt Cornero says, I feel like when the world gets worse, my runs get longer. Happened at the beginning of COVID too. I mean, yeah, we all got to find ways to cope. All right. And Leona says, hey, you guys may have already talked about this, but the New York City Marathon registration window is from 3/9 to 3/23. All right. We got to get our bids in there, I guess. So I'm definitely going to be just trying to sign up and to get in. Hopefully this year will be my year. Bryce Blankenfield says, yo. And Melvin Umang says, yo, what's going on, CoFam? New Balance 880 version 11 made a voyage on the tread as we speak. All right. There you go. That's a good one. I missed that shoe. It was comfy. It was a nice workhorse. You just put it on and go. Never complain. All right. Let's see. Mark Coco says, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you. And yeah, Adam says, you know, whatever struggles you may be having, you're not in Ukraine. Peace. Yeah, my wife and I had a big talk about it yesterday, and I just can't imagine, you know, sitting in like I mean, there's so much of it that's unimaginable. Just sitting like in a subway station with your kids, because where else are you gonna go? You know, like they interviewed some people and they're like, we got cars, but where are you gonna drive? You know, what are you gonna do? You just hide in here and hopefully you stay safe. So hopefully people will stay safe and saner minds will prevail. All right. Jonathan Crossley says, yo, hopped on a Concept 2 erg today. Figured with the aerobic base running has provided, it would be pretty chill. Yikes, at work is no joke. I don't know what that is. You guys are going to have to explain that to me. And Christian Schomerger says, hey, everyone, he's back on the treadmill, watching on the iPad. Mike on the left and stock market on the right. So I have the good and the bad. Awesome. Hopefully I'm the good one on that one. Or, you know what? I hope it's the good and the better for you, Christian. So, you know, wishing you the best. All right, Killian O'Brien's going to stay here for a little bit. Can't stay for the whole time, but he's gonna go for a run. Got to keep up the streak. There you go. What a great reason to now watch, because after all, we'll be here later. You can always check in and watch the rest of the stream like when you get back from your run. And we got I am half Pater says, hey, what's up, Co? Have a great day, everyone. Awesome. Stephanie says, I listened to the Ali on the Run podcast with Neve this morning too. Made the 8 snowy miles go by quickly. It sure did, didn't it? Yeah, I mean, I like his race recaps. Like when he was doing like the race recaps he did a race recap of when he broke 3 at the New York Marathon and some other races he's done as well. I'm like, oh, this is really entertaining. This is much more interesting than most of the race recaps that I listen to. No offense to other people that are out there doing race recaps, but you know, I mean, he's a professional storyteller. So But it was good. It was really good. I was like the thing with Neve is that, Ali on the Run, Ali Feller always does, the rapid fire questions at the end of her podcast, and she always asks like, if you can run with one person, like who would it be, or if you could have one like dream like podcast guest, if you have a running podcast, Neve would be mine for both of those questions. Just because I'm just a huge Catfish fan, I love that show. I'm just fascinated, obsessed with it, and I think it's going to be a weird like a historical or chronological or technological glitch. Because I don't think that you could. I mean, I don't think Catfish can still. I mean, I think he's still filming the show. I don't even know. But like, I don't think you can catfish people anymore. It's just too hard now, right? I mean, that's just not possible. Can that be possible? I mean, maybe during the pandemic it was still possible because people were not actually like seeing each other. But I just feel like there's no way. Like in 2022, I just don't know how that can happen. But I don't know. A lot of these episodes happened in 2019, 2018, 2017. And I couldn't see how that was happening either, but I don't know. I don't know. Is this a Catfish audience here? I'm pretty sure you guys most of you guys are not watching Catfish in here. Jonathan Crossley said that Erg2 thing is a rowing machine. Yeah, I mean, is rowing is like you're working your legs too a lot, right? In the rowing, I just don't know. I know when I do like the row and like the weight room on the machines, you're trying not to use your legs. You're trying to just make it about arms and shoulders. But I guess on a rower, you're probably using the legs quite a bit. I think that could be a good workout. I'm not sure. I've never tried it before. Not on a rower like that. Midlife Runner says, oh, look at that. Love it. He's got a lot of emojis at the front. Makes it easy to see the question. It says, what's the difference between the Invincible and the More version 3? Is it just the bounce? No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say that the More is kind of like, I would think like conventional max cushion shoe, but probably one of the best max cushion shoes I've ever run in. The upper is nice and comfortable. If your feet are beat up, slip them in there. It's like running in your slippers. But you could still, run in it really well. It's got a rocker up front, so it rolls nice and easy. The cushioning is soft, but still just a hint of bounce to it. And overall, everything is just really easy on the body. It's a little bit heavy. It's not a speed demon, but it's for what it's intended to do, it does it like the best. The Invincible is a little bit different. It has a wide platform as well in terms of width for stability, but it's very, very bouncy. And the upper is not super comfortable. It's more like a standard Nike trainer fit. So it's not a shoe that I like look forward to wearing on the day after like a workout, for example. And so it's more than just the bounce. A lot of it's fit and like the way it likes to be used. I don't think it loves it's kind of assertive in terms of the way it wants your foot strike to go. And so like I don't think it loves being like the recovery day shoe. I think it really prefers being like basically easy day, maybe easy long run, and then maybe even up to like doing something that's a little bit faster than easy. Up to marathon pace, I think, is where it kind of like excels. So it's the use case for me, it overlaps, but it's slightly different. All right. Stephanie says, my husband won a bib to the New York City Marathon this year, so I hope I can get a spot through the lottery since I'll be out there anyway. That would be nice. That would make it nice and convenient, wouldn't it? Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, Stephanie. Brett Reed says, when using the Martin drink mix, are you supposed to drink it before the run or during the run? I'm a Martin newbie and I got a starter pack. Well, they've got the Martin 320 and the Martin 160. And I think that just is the difference between those is just the amount of sugar that's in like a serving, right? And so you can use it a couple of different ways. I'm not a huge like load up with something before you run kind of like I don't like taking a gel at the start line. I know I've done it on a couple of races. I just don't love. I'd rather try to eat more and try to time my food and like what I'm like. I guess what I'm drinking, but I don't really drink sports drink in the morning before a race. So like I try to take care of whatever I'm going to be carrying on board, like in my system, with food before a race or before a long run. And then the Martin drink mix, I would take it as the kind of like Gatorade. Think of it like, how would you use Gatorade? How would you use Tailwind or Scratch? Something like that. Now, I did the Heartbreak 20 miler a couple of years ago, getting ready for the Chicago Marathon. I don't remember. I think it was 2019. And when you signed up for that, like they did it like powered by Martin. So like they were giving out gels. I think this is right when they were releasing Martin Calf as a product. So right around that time, I think. And what they had us do was when you signed up, you kind of like, you didn't pick up your bib, but I don't remember why I had to go there the day before. I had to go there the day before for something. But when I did go, they gave me a Martin bottle and then a packet of the 320 mix. And they were like, use this for your carb loading tonight. So drink this like basically before you go to bed. And then they had more drink mix for us, like, on the course of this 20-mile run. So that's kind of like two ways that you can use the Martin drink mix. JC says, best of luck to all trying for New York City. For sure. Hopefully I could see all of you guys there. Genfrey Zem says, hey, Cobb, been meaning to thank you for a while now. I did a sub 3:30 marathon last week. Awesome. And appreciated your input with the marathon training. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that I was helpful. I'm glad that the people here in the chat were helpful, but congratulations to you for getting it done, putting in the work, and then executing on race day. I love it. You don't usually get to ring the cowbell on Friday, but today was a good day for it. Midlife Runner says, talking about catfish, elbow cough, you can catfish old ladies. You think so? I don't think that's what it is. I would guess if there's still people getting catfished in 2022, I don't think it's old ladies. I think it's still probably younger people. Leona says, catfish reminds me of the Tinder swindler. I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with the name, but I don't know the story about the Tinder swindler. I'm going to have to look into that. My mom's here, coming in from New Jersey. Hi, Mom. How are you? And Martha says she's not familiar with Catfish. Catfish, it was a show that was on MTV. So, already it goes to show that, I'm not in the correct demo for this show. But the concept of catfish is people that are pretending to be people that they're not online, and for whatever reason, and tricking other people to believing that they're in romantic relationships with them. So usually, like, I don't know, what's fascinating is the reason why they do, is the person is catfish. And the premise of the show Catfish is someone's like, help, I've been like dating this person online for like 3 years, and I'm ready to like move across the country for this person. But I have some reservations because we've never actually like met in person, and I've never talked to them like in person. And they're like, wait a minute. Okay. And so they'll actually go track down the other person and figure out if it's like a real person or not, if it's a scam, if it's a con artist kind of thing, or if sometimes it's actually the real person. There's like legitimate, but in retrospect, silly reasons why like they just never met. Sometimes there's happy endings, but a lot of times it's just not. It's a bit of a train wreck. It's so good. I don't know why I like it so much. Kurt says, I lost my brother today. Thank you for making me charitable runner of the week. Everyone, please donate even a small amount to these selected runners. I'm sorry about that, Kurt. I hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry that you lost your brother. I'm very sorry to read that. Let me know if there's anything I could do, Kurt. Wow. All right. Let's let me scroll down and catch up to you guys in the chat. I'm glad that I was able to see that because I was about to start scrolling. All right, Andrew's here, coming in after the Austin Marathon over the weekend. He said the Austin course is pretty hilly. He ended up with 1,200 feet of gain. That's a lot. I'm doing the trail marathon with my running buddy in May. Like F3 Events puts it on. And they're like, most of these trails are like, buffed out access roads. So like it's nothing going to be incredibly technical, but it will be hilly. They're like, it's going to be over 1,000 feet of gain. So, so they're like kind of letting you know it's not going to be a PR kind of course, but it's amazing that Austin has 1,200 feet of gain on it. Whoa. How'd it go otherwise? All right, Melvin says, running the Winnipeg Hypothermic Half Marathon on Sunday. The projected start time temp is going to be 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually warm for here lately. Wish me luck. Well, good luck, Melvin. Stay warm. Are you going to wear ski goggles for that? I mean, that's a half marathon is a long time to be out at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, I got to say. That's probably about, I don't know, I don't usually try to run fast when it's that cold. So most of my runs at that temperature are like, my easy run or my recovery run pace. To run a half marathon in that kind of temperature, for me, I'm thinking that's over 2 hours. Oh, that's a long time to be outside at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So be safe. Be safe out there. Bryce Brangame says, I've been too obsessed with Poopgate to watch the new Catfish episodes. Is there more to the story other than like someone pooped at a high school track somewhere? Was it in Flagstaff? Where was it? Was it in Oregon? I don't know. I don't think it. I'm not that like. I don't know. Maybe there's more to the story that I'm not realizing, but it just seems strange. All right. Andrew says he got 3:14:11 for a new PR in Austin, and he even included a short potty break at mile 12. There you go. I mean, that means that you're easily in the 3:13s if you took the potty break. So it was right in the middle too. Ooh. Mentally, that's hard, I think, but I'm sure you felt better afterwards. Oh man. Yeah, Adam says, only 1,000 feet. That's nothing for a trail. No, the thing is, it's a trail marathon, and but it is Chicago. Keep in mind, and so I think, only 1,000 feet. It doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, it seems like a lot, but then it doesn't, because like when I just run in Iowa, and not even like running in trails there, just when I go for a run and they're on the neighborhood, I think if I just go on a regular run, I'll get about probably like 700, 800 feet per 10 miles. I can get to like 11 to 1,500 feet if I look for a hillier route per 10 miles, which I feel like is pretty. I feel like 1,000 feet over 10 miles is hilly, or like that kind of ratio. And so, I don't think it's going to be super hilly of a marathon, but it is. But I also don't think it's going to be like. It's not going to be like when I go out and run the Heritage Trail near my in-laws' place, where it's just flat and gravel and super nice. So I think it'll just be a little bit of a roller. So my running buddy, he's the one that picked it. He really wanted to do this one, and I'm just going to be out there to hopefully run with him and help him to a good new PR. That's the goal. Eric Paramount's here, says, howdy y'all. What's going on, Eric? All right. Let me keep scrolling. Oh, Melvin says he's not going to go with the ski goggles. He's yet to find a workable combo of eyewear and face protection without fogging up. Hoping for a sub 140. Ooh, I know what you mean about the combo of eyewear and facial protection, because I feel like the ski goggles work if you don't have like a balaclava or a face covering. But then like your face gets so cold, and I feel like especially at those temperatures, you need that little bit of covering to temper the temperature of the coldness of the air that's coming in. So you can have one or the other is usually how it works. But then half of your face is going to be freezing. I don't know how people can run with the ski goggles and the face covering. I'm so envious. I'm like, what is going on with your anatomy that allows that to happen without the ski goggles completely fogging up? But man, 140 and 0 degrees Fahrenheit, that's really impressive. Good luck. Very good luck to you. Just so you guys know, today I'm going to have to end a little bit earlier than normal because I just got a lot of stuff I got to take care of. Still clearing out the office, so it's just a couple of things I got to take care of, but just as a heads up. Some of the Adam's saying you could wear kinesio tape like the skiers wore in Beijing. You just put the KT tape on your face. I didn't see that. I didn't watch any. I watched very little of the Olympics. But I didn't know that they did that. That sounds miserable. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok, a lot of the runners there were saying that they put Vaseline all over their face for cold, really, really cold weather running. And that sounds terrible to me. I feel like the Vaseline would get cold and then it would be like a cold compress on your face. Maybe it protects from the windburn, but I feel like that's not going to protect you at all. I'm not sure. I couldn't even. I can't even tell. Like that doesn't even compute to me. Hmm. Andrew says, when he was in Austin, I saw your cousin Jamie on the course taking photos. Awesome. I asked him one of the times if he was Jamie to confirm. He says, I'm sure it was weird for him because he obviously has no clue why I was yelling at him. That's so funny. That's cool. I'm glad you see him. Hopefully he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a while. Frank says, the best face covering with goggles is just having a big bushy beard. All right. Maybe. I'm incapable of acquiring one of those though. So that doesn't really work for me. Adam says though that the Vaseline is an insulator, but I feel like it would get cold. I don't know. I don't like it when things are sticky or goopy. I don't think that would be pleasant. I'm not sure. Trish says though that the Vaseline on the face really works in the cold and wind. I don't know. Should I? I don't. I think we have Vaseline in it. I mean, I have kids, so I'm assuming it's somewhere in here there's Vaseline. But I don't know. I just like the idea of just like glomming stuff on your face before you go outside just seems. Yeah. Mika says no on the Vaseline. I saw a guy freeze his downstairs bits badly in the Army when he tried to protect it in negative 30 degrees Celsius weather. Yeah, that's even more confusing to me. Like, I don't like to use a chest strap heart rate monitor because in the winter, the only way I can get it to work is if I use conductive gel. Like, I'm guessing conductive gel and Vaseline are probably have the opposite properties. But like that gel, when the gel gets cold, it makes me so cold. Ugh. Adam says the channel swimmers coat their bodies with grease and lard, etc. Well, okay. Maybe I'll try it. That's compelling. That is compelling because they're getting wet and cold. I don't know. Running in Pizza says, with all this going on as far as like the poop gate goes, with the Sedona High School banning pros from using their track, can't the big teams like Nike afford to just build a warm weather area track for athletes to train in the winter? Yeah, I mean, I think that there's an easier medium solution to that is like instead of having like Nike like build a like an entire new facility. I was looking at the website for the Mammoth Track Club, and they were saying they spent like $2.5 million to build a track facility out there. And I was like, I had no idea a track cost that much. Doesn't seem right, but maybe, I mean, I'm assuming they did more than like what I guess like a high school. They probably made it real nice instead of like what a high school track would do. Not that high school tracks aren't nice, and I'm guessing the Sedona one is probably pretty nice. But I think the interim thing would just be like, well, why can't like these toilets brought to you by like Brooks? Like I just feel like that. I mean, like I think that like toilet sponsor, porta potty sponsor should totally be a thing at a race, right? And I think that at like high school tracks, like the one in Dubuque, in Western Dubuque High School in Epworth, Iowa, where I've gone. There are many fences, and a lot of times the gates of those fences are closed, but there's always one that's open because technically the track, I think, is supposed to stay open to the public. And I keep in my phone a picture of the sign that says like, here are the rules for when the public is using this track, which would imply that the public is allowed to use the track. And I've had to like go and ask like, I'm guessing they're coaches or something. Or athletic directors, people that have like high school logos on their polo, their golfy shirts. Like, is there a way to get in or is the track locked today for an event? And they're like, no, It's available. It's open. They're like, it's open to the public. You got to walk all the way around. So anyway, that one has a porta potty on the far end of the track. There's like a regular like restroom area because for the football games, they have to have all that kind of stuff ready. But that stuff is usually locked. But there's a porta potty like all the way on the far side of the track. I just feel like just get a porta potty on there and like have one of the local businesses sponsor it and have them be in charge of like getting it serviced too. Like, I feel like if I were gonna if the Kofuzi YouTube channel were gonna sponsor anything, because I was looking at those races over the last during the pandemic, where people were like, sponsoring, like it was like what's that brand? There's the brand, like it's not Dude Wipes, but it's kind of like Dude Wipes. They were sponsoring races when like Trials of Miles was doing races, or on like the Sound running track meets were going on. Like people were like, and people are still do that now. It's a normal thing, like the Wanamaker Mile, or like Puma sponsors American Track League. But like if Kofu, and I was like, maybe I wonder how much it costs to sponsor one of those races, because I think it'd be really funny to have like the Kofuzi steeplechase. But if I were to sponsor anything, I want to sponsor porta potties. That's what I want to sponsor. Like there's nothing more on brand for me than to sponsor porta potties. I think that's where we got to go with that. Frank says all the high school tracks here use COVID to permanently shut down access to the tracks, which makes no sense. But when you're using something as pretext, it doesn't always happen. It rarely makes sense. I mean, it's pretext. If it made sense, then it wouldn't be pretext. It would be a reason, So that stinks. I just feel like, yeah, I mean, especially I don't know about that Sedona high school where Poopgate happened, but like the Western Dubuque High School is a public school, I have to drive past the high school in Dyersville, which is a Catholic school. I'm sure it's open to the public because I don't know if it's open to the public or not, but I've seen people walking around on like lanes 5 and 6. I don't think it's an 8-lane track. I think it's a 6-lane track. But I've seen people walking on the outside lanes all the time. I don't know if those are like, parishioners of whatever the local church unit affiliate would be. I don't know what the right word for that is. But like, and I've seen people working out on there all the time, but usually football people working out on there. But I'd like to be able to run there because it'd be closer. But I'm just like, I don't know. My wife went to this high school. All her siblings went to this high school. My brother-in-law is friends with the track coach, or was in college. So I'm like, if anyone gives me a hard time, I can at least try to talk my way out of it. If I go to the Catholic school there, I'll just be like, I guess I'm just leaving. So it's unfortunate, just because I feel like, so many tracks get underused anyway. Shannon says, the public high school less than a mile from me is closed while school is in session, so I can only reliably use in summer. Oh. See, I remember my high school, the way that the track was, it was hilly. So like the school was up on a hill, and then you had to go like down a hill to get to the track. And then there was a hill on one side, and then the big bleachers on the other. So the track was kind of like inset, like into the ground, it felt like. And so like, if people were on the track, the people at the school would have no idea, just because like the sound kind of like just stayed down in there. So I think it was open during the day, and I remember occasionally during practices, people would be like out there like jogging on the outside, and would be like, "Who's this guy? Why is he here?" But I think that, it should just be open. Yeah, I don't know. All right, Steve says, my race number for a half in 3 weeks arrived today. I'm 2 weeks post ankle sprain. It's not looking likely. So you got 3 weeks though, huh? You don't think you could get there in time? I guess it depends on how bad the ankle sprain was. Hopefully you get better quickly whether you run the race or not. Either way. Terry says, "Co-poop emoji Z." There's your logo. I still see Kofuzi when even if the F and the U are gone, and it's just a poop emoji in the middle, I still see it. So I think it works. But yeah, I mean, I just would love to hear like a race announcer say like before a race, like 15 minutes before the corrals are closing, don't forget to stop by the Kofuzi porta potties before you get into the corrals, folks. Thanks to Kofuzi for providing these crappers. Like that just be amazing. That'd be like I would make a request like, here's the words that I want the guy to say. Can you have him say these words exactly? And just have him like, thanks for providing all the poop, Kofuzi. Well, I didn't provide the poop, just the places to put it, Bryce Blankman says, my friend's aunt owns a porta potty business. I'll get you two in contact. I mean, I just think that'd be great. I think that'd be really great. That'd be a lot of fun. I mean, I think it's more about like me getting in touch with the race director, that does a race, because the race director's got to know who rents out the porta potties, But yeah, that'd be fun. Like how does a person get into that business? I mean, I just feel like, I don't know. I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, it does seem like a pretty good business. I'm very curious about like the logistics of how that all works. Like, where do the porta potties go when they're not at the event? Somewhere there must be a warehouse, or I'm guessing preferably some sort of outside like lot where they sit all the time. But then again, if they're exposed to the elements, that's going to be hard on them. So there must be an indoor, I don't know. Maybe do I need to have that person on the podcast? Like, is there anyone that's a runner that owns a porta potty business? Does your aunt run? That's what I want to know. Because then it'll be awesome. Then that would work. Because Adam says porta potties are stored outside. I mean, it makes sense to me. But sometimes when I get into a porta potty, I'm like, this is really clean. On the outside and the inside. I'm like, this is impressive. Like at CIM, bathrooms were really top notch. Whichever company did that one, really good. Martha says, we're spending so much time thinking about poop. Martha says, I was wondering the same thing about how someone gets into the porta potty business just because of a construction one in our condo parking lot for workers renovating a unit. Exactly. Yeah. JC says that he's so grateful for the nearby high school that never closed the track. They run there every Tuesday. See, there you go. That's how it should be. Track should be open. Frank says, does anyone ever use a porta potty at like a construction site during their run? I thought about doing that when I was in Florida. So like, I think it was maybe you're on vacation, you're eating differently than you normally do. And every run that I went on in Florida, I had to stop in the middle of the run and use the bathroom. Fortunately, it's Florida and there's beaches where I was running. And so like at the beach access points, the bigger ones where there's like a parking lot, there was a little facility that was open that I could use the bathroom. But there was one time where I'm like, oh, I know that next bathroom is not going to be for like about 2 miles. And I was running by a construction site and there's a porta potty in there. And there was a small fence enclosing the construction site. And I was like, I can climb that. And I really thought about it. And I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna try and make it to the bathroom. Leona says, love our local high school track. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. And Martha says, agree that the porta potties for CAM were nicer than usual. Weren't they? It was so nice. They were as far as the eye could see. And it seemed like they just came right off the line. You know what I mean? Like straight from the porta potty factory. That's another thing, that place I would like to visit. You know, there's like a show, I don't know if it's like History Channel or something like that. If you watch daytime TV, where there's a show like, you know, How It's Made or something like that, where basically it's just B-roll from like a factory of how like Oreo cookies get made, or how like, you know, alarm clocks get made or something like that. And sometimes like I would like to watch an episode on porta potties. I want to know about the porta potty business. I don't know why I know why I'm fascinated about it, but I just think that'd be fun. Let's check it out. Running in Pizza says, the university here lets the public use their track if there's no event happening, but their athletes always have the right of way, which I understand completely. Yeah, very fair. Of course. Makes a lot of sense. But I think it's also pretty neighborly to do as well. You know, I think it's a good thing. JC wants to know if the porta potty industry has trade shows, conventions. I guarantee you they do. And I bet you they're in either Las Vegas or in New Orleans. So I feel like that's something that, I don't know. I mean, I guess anyone can buy tickets to those kinds of things, right? Generally, for like to walk the exhibit floor. I just really want to know about it. Can you imagine if like I went to like a porta potty convention and they were like, Eric saying it's just another crappy convention. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be really fun to go. I think it'd be really weird because, like, you know, when you go to those, you know, the people at the booths are always trying to like figure you out. How do I talk to this person in terms of like, is this someone that's a purchaser? Is this a competitor? Is this a potential colleague? Is this a supplier? So like, what kind of decision maker is this person? So we're trying to kind of figure you out. And if I were to go, they'd be like, why? So like, do you run a porta potty business? I'd be like, well, I'm sure they would call it something else, because I think porta potty is a brand name, it's like a trademark. I think it'd probably be like in the mobile lavatory services business or something, whatever it's called. And I'd be like, no, I'm just an enthusiast. I run a lot of races. So I'm an enthusiast and I'm excited to see what's going to be coming. And they'd be like, oh, are you like a race director? Someone that like hires the porta potty? I'm like, no, I'm just a participant. I just really am excited. I don't know. That'd just be so weird. So weird. But I could really see myself going to one. Like I wouldn't like plan a trip to Las Vegas to do that. But like, I don't know, like let's say like for example, I think this weekend is the Rock and Roll Las Vegas Half Marathon. Am I wrong on that? I think it's this weekend. If it was, maybe it was last weekend. I don't know. I think it's right around now. And I think that like, if I were there, well, let's say walking around like the MGM Grand, because I'm there for the weekend, and that happens to be a porta potty convention at the same time, you bet I'm gonna go walk into that exhibit hall. So, Frank says there's the portable sanitation. There you go. Portable Sanitation Association annual conference in San Antonio. All right, there we go. Let's all meet in San Antonio. I hear there's lots of hills in the area. That's where Bandera is, right? So I don't know. Is it the same weekend as yeah, please let it be the same weekend as Bandera. Because then I'll go to Bandera next year for sure. Whether to compete or just to go to the Sanitation Association convention, I don't know. Midlife Runner has a actual running question. He put many emojis here to get me off the topic of poop. And that's very helpful, though. We got a croissant, baguette, French fry, taco. Nice. I like it. His question is, and we're going to have to end with this one for a day because I got to get going early. He says, shoes question, mostly to change the subject. Alphafly or Metaspeed Sky? Oh, okay. I prefer the Metaspeed Sky. The Alphafly is really nice at marathon pace. It's probably the best, like just running marathon miles shoe. But I feel like the Metaspeed Sky is very good. I think it's probably most comparable to the Next Percent in terms of all the other shoes that I can compare it to. And I like the range that it has a little bit more. It feels, I don't know, I think it's lighter. It feels lighter to me. And it's just more exciting for me when I lace them up. So I'd rather have that one on. So that's kind of where I would go with that one. All right. I'm going to end it here, guys. It's the weekend, so I won't see you guys in a live stream until Monday. So hope you guys have a really good weekend. Have a safe time out there for those of you who are just going to get some pretty intense weather over the weekend. So stay safe. And I will see you guys Monday. Thanks.